Welcome, gentle listener. Lord Osif of the Seven Sephiroth inquired of yours truly why I'm not forthcoming with people. Actually, he wanted to know why I don't talk about myself. I've said for years that I am the least interesting person I know. When one considers what I do, research, mostly legitimate and scholarly, writing, composing, and painting, these activities are not exciting, although I find them enjoyable. My interests in religion, astrology, the tarot, Christianity, history, chronology, philology, and art are well documented on my website. A recent conversation with Apprentice RJ concerned the difference between adults and children. In the animal kingdom, immature and mature animals are often described by different names. Puppies are immature dogs, for example. We may say that mature animals have reached their final form. They are fully developed. They are capable of continuing their species. There is no further development. However, mankind is a distinct case. We state that human adults can reproduce, and if reproduction was all that man could do, this would be sufficient to describe mature humans. However, man has a mind. Man has the possibility, but not the obligation, of applying reason, of using his mind. Therefore, when we speak of adults, we can use the qualifier of mature or immature, indicating whether or not the individual fully uses their mind. By our definition, and outside of Plato's Republic, we conclude that few people are mature adults. Humans, myself included, find it convenient, useful to categorize things, including people. Humans are naturally tribal animals. Either you are one of us or you're an outsider. This applies to nations, regions, towns, religions, languages, races, and educational attainment. The ways to create barriers between groups are almost unlimited, hence the popularity of sports. Either you're with Purdue or you're not. I'm aware that I label people, most notably by astrological signs or astrological influences. Because I'm aware of this tendency to label people, I try not to rely on labels and instead seek to understand them as individuals. This is not difficult because people will fall into one of 72 groups. However, through long and painful experiences, I have learned that people have various opinions about me, and when these opinions are confirmed or denied by me, then we witness a change in their behavior vis-a-vis yours truly. Behavior that was, if not consistent, was at least predictable. We can say that their subsequent behavior becomes erratic, and we ask, why? We can only conclude that these individuals are not mature adults. This explains why their behavior changes. Their thoughts and opinions find expression in their actions. This insight into others, hopefully to Lord Osif's satisfaction, why I rarely discuss personal aspects. Only a few adults that I've met have the maturity to process and correctly understand and apply my personal information. Of course, individuals can always make the attempt, the struggle, to use their mind, to become mature. For example, when I state I'm a Christian, I do so with the full knowledge of what it means. I cannot be held accountable for the listener's opinions of what a Christian is, or how a Christian should behave, or what a Christian should believe. Clearly, I don't have control over people's lack of knowledge and their reliance upon opinions. Although I don't have control, I suffer from their opinions. Similar to stating that I'm a Christian, my response of being celibate tends to stop further personal inquiries. Of course, stating that I'm celibate conveys no information. As Fred noted, knowledge has no obligation to ignorance. Becoming deeply involved with immature people, rather than only being superficial, always results in problems, disappointments, and conflicts, not for them, but for me. Why? Because they are immature. Their reasoning is not developed, and as a result, they have unreasonable expectations. We hope Lord Osif finds this explanation helpful, and he may reflect upon the fact that those select individuals who I value have at least one virtue, if not several, and they also possess qualities I admire. Under generally accepted occult accounting practices, virtues and qualities are listed as assets, while qualities I do not value are not included on the balance sheet. Therefore, virtues and qualities are recorded, but liabilities are ignored. For example, Apprentice Joe's monologue, now in its 18th year, is a recognized annoyance, and hence a liability. But this does not detract from Apprentice Joe's virtues and other qualities that I justly recognize as assets. That is, we do not engage in questionable reasoning where we attempt to assign a negative value to varying annoying traits, then subtract this value from his virtues to arrive at a more exact estimate of Apprentice Joe's net asset value. Such an approach to more accurately define value results in a devaluation of Apprentice Joe as a human being and are doomed to failure, his godlike opinions of himself notwithstanding. The gentle researcher may find it difficult to acknowledge that physically mature adults are simultaneously mentally immature adults. However, some reflection will validate our conclusion. As always, our behavior, the avoidance of personal discussions, betrays our mind, as long experience teaches that, inevitably, we will be maligned.